They told you that creating quality scripts takes hours. What a lie. I'll show you how to get custom video scripts, not just quickly, but in a way that will totally amaze you. If you manage YouTube channels for clients or have multiple YouTube channels, you know perfectly well that the bottleneck often isn't the strategy, but the production. Every script takes hours, so every brief is a mess. And above all, it's a manual process. And every video starts from scratch. Even if you use ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on, you always start from zero. Even if you have 1,000 prompts already in your pocket, that's not how it works. And while you're wasting time, your competitors are moving ahead like a train. And they publish double, triple, quadruple the content with a quality that might even be superior. But how do they do it? The answer is intelligent automation. Obviously, I'm not talking about generic templates or things like that. I'm talking about a system that learns and is trained on your style, on your brand, with everything it needs to know to think exactly like you, and above all, it knows what works for your audience. It knows what the best hooks are. Does this sound like science fiction to you? Then let me take you inside. BeKnow, an amazing content intelligence software. In this video, I'll show you how to create a vertical video for your YouTube channel or for a client's channel. In order for the software to write articles that are perfect for your brand or your client's brand, you need to create a workspace from here. So, you can add a workspace for yourself or for your client. You can add an infinite number depending on the plan you purchase. You must immediately go and create the brand strategy. Here you can put your brand name, your site, your professional niche, whether you're a personal brand or a company, your target market, the content language, and so on. Then you can also enter your brand mission. You must enter your brand mission, the geographic target, even the area you can enter. And then you can go and enter what you don't want to be said within the videos regarding your brand. After that, you need to configure your YouTube strategy. From here, you put everything related to your YouTube strategy. You can even make a giant prompt. You can create it by brainstorming with Gemini, with ChatGPT, with whoever you want. And then you insert it in here. You can set goals and so on. After that, you have to define your target audience, your target persona, your buyer persona. This way, the tool can write with marketing angles that are defined and oriented towards the person you want to reach. After that, you can go and configure your products and services. And doing so is very simple. For example, in my case, I've entered my product BeKnow, okay? By entering the product, I can insert the product knowledge, associate an SKU, and also associate a landing page. In this case, I've associated, for example, 21 knowledge items, see? From here, I can add them. Add another one. When I add it, I simply write what interests me regarding the product. Once I do this, my tool, my software, indexes everything. See where it says indexed here. If it doesn't index, it stays in progress. Once it indexes, it means it's part of its knowledge base. So when it writes a script, it accesses that knowledge, finds what's semantically closest to the topic, and incorporates it, just like a skilled copywriter in your agency who knows how to speak for your brand or your client's brands. From here, you can generate ideas, write articles, or even video scripts. But we're looking at something else in this video. Once you've filled out and completed the entire brand section, the brand strategy part right here, the software will actually have a very deep and comprehensive understanding of your brand or your client's brand, whichever is relevant in your case. The system is designed to keep learning continuously from everything you write, as well as everything you publish online, because it's not just any ordinary tool, it's a content intelligence system. So it doesn't just stop there. It goes much further. And that's a huge difference when you compare it to ChatGPT or other generative AI tools that are currently available on the market. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step exactly how you can start creating a script instantly based on your own unique idea, so you can see the process in action from the very beginning. So from here, you can create from a prompt, or you can upload from a playlist. But we'll cover that in another video because it uses topic clusters and it's absolutely amazing. Then you can create a video script from your product or service, which we were just looking at. For this video, we'll focus on creating a short from here. So I'll click on write from your prompt, and from here, I can choose to write an article, a thought leadership piece, or a video. For the video, I can choose long form, or a 60-second or 180-second short. I just need to enter my idea right here, which could be a massive AI-generated prompt, or it could simply be just a couple of lines, depending on what I want to do. It will carefully read all the brand information and everything else that you have provided to train it within the workspace you have created. So I've entered a prompt. I want to create a video about the importance of topical authority for AI and SEO through YouTube or blog content. And I want to highlight BeKnow's features. I have to leverage its knowledge of my brand, otherwise it's just like ChatGPT. Now I'll click proceed, it starts analyzing my idea, and the first modal window opens up. In this first modal, I have a brief already open. giving me a title like Dominate AI with SEO, topical authority is key. It has a hook, a marketing angle, and the target audience, and so on. Let's close this out. If any other notes come to mind, I can always add them later. But the really cool part is that I can add the product directly. Since I've already added a product to my workspace, which is BeKnow, the software I just showed you, I'll add it, confirm, and then it will feed all that information into the pipeline it's about to start. At this point, I can also add some references. It finds some videos by using its Perplexity running. It goes in and starts searching, okay? So it finds some references. For example, it found one by Francesco Margherita, who's a great friend. Hi, Francesco. So I can watch the reference video, and if I'm interested, I can add it as context, okay? I can add up to 3 of them, so I can add all 3 as context. The tool, the moment you provide them as context, will access these videos. It will read the transcript, it will read the comments, it'll create the sentiment, search for it, and create everything it needs to get a deep understanding, not just a general or generic one, or just for the sake of it, of what it needs to write to ensure the video is powerful. At this point, I'm not interested in using them as context right now, so I'll remove them and move on. I can choose to go straight to the script or choose a format and a hook. So I'll decide to choose a format, and I can choose from various formats that have been added to the tool, like problem and solution, product-led demo, and so on. There are several of them. Let's pick the first one, problem and solution. From here, I should fill it out, or I can skip this step. For this video, I'm not interested right now, so I'll just put some dots and move on. Continue. And already at this stage, it has created some hooks that I can choose from. Okay, let's just read the first one. You're missing out on a huge opportunity. If your content doesn't appear in AI responses, your visibility is at risk. Find out why. It's shocking. I mean, do you see what it just created for you? So I'll select it, use this hook, and it starts its pipeline. And it performs a series of checks, some of which I mentioned earlier and others I haven't, but they're in here. For example, it checks NLP, which is natural language processing, to understand the natural language being used, so it uses Google APIs for that. It uses many APIs because this software connects to various sources, which act as different providers, and then it integrates everything right in here. It also reads your brand identity, your products, and everything else. So it's basically like having someone right there in your home, in your office, right with you, who knows exactly what to write, why to write it, and knows what the goal is, and moves forward like a freight train. See why there's such a huge difference between writing something here and using ChatGPT or another AI. You could even use DeepSeek, which is free, but you'll never reach this level, okay? Because you'd have to give it 750 million prompts and always start from scratch. At this point, it has created the hook for me. I have a 72% score here. Look, let me explain. Let's ignore these for now. There's the CTR engine, which is part of the thumbnail and so on, SEO optimization for tags, descriptions, and all that, okay? You can refine it, review it, and so on. If you don't like the hook, obviously, by going here, you can do a rewrite, you rewrite it and choose another one, same thing for the intro and so on. This is the hook we had chosen and that we read just a moment ago. After that, in 2026, the game changed completely. It's no longer enough to be first on Google. The real battle is in the AI overview. In ChatGPT, in Perplexity, and here's the data that makes you think, 99% of users never click on the cited sources. I mean, do you realize what I'm reading? It's practically an amazing script. It's perfect, right? And why do I say amazing? Also because many AEs are checking what I wrote, why it was written, and so on. In fact, as you can see here, it took the NLP and tells you which ones it used. See? The natural language process. Then it has the insights in here, because it went to read the brand DNA. It went to read the YouTube strategy, the performance memory, because it also looks at the data if you connect your YouTube channel, which is very important. Once you connect your YouTube channel, it goes to read the channel too. Now I'll show you where it connects. Plus there's its blueprint. See, it also reads external sources and cites them here. I didn't give it the context, so it didn't go to look at the video transcripts and so on. Here, I have the brief I gave it and the sources and so on. So at this point, once I have my script, I can put it on a teleprompter, or I learn it, or I act it out. So I'll stand in front of the camera. For example, let's say I've reached this point. Traditional SEO, so I learn it like this. Traditional SEO taught you to think in terms of single keywords. I go to the camera and I do. Traditional SEO taught you to think in terms of single keywords. See? Then I jump back here, read, repeat things, stand at the camera, and then I edit by cutting all these pieces. And then it will seem like a fluid speech. Of course, if you have a teleprompter, it's much better, obviously, and it's awesome. Look, on my channel, there's a video about the teleprompter. Go watch it, because it's the one I use. I have it over here, the Elgato teleprompter. It's nice, very nice. And in a relatively short period of time, I've managed to create a script. I have my CTA ready, and honestly, the coolest thing is that going forward, I can create a script that follows exactly what I've just done. It suggests videos that I can create that are based on this script, on what it created. So just imagine for a moment that you have created a really long video, for example, something that took quite a bit of time and effort. And then after finishing that, I already know exactly what I have to go and write next, what I have to go and record next. And I can certainly, without a doubt, in closing, say, if you're interested in how to use content automation, watch this video, okay? Make the video appear. I mean, I've done something amazing and I don't see why you shouldn't use it. In the description, you'll find the link to BeKnow, my software. Go, you can use it for 7 days for free and you get 200 free credits. For anything, contact me. Bye.